Welcome back to the channel. In this second part, we'll dive deeper into the lives of celebrities who are currently behind bars. Drop a comment with the number 1 and join us as we uncover the shocking stories and the reasons behind their incarceration. Joe Giudice, best known from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, has found himself in the spotlight for reasons far from glamorous. While his wife, Teresa Giudice, often garnered most of the attention, Joe became the focus of controversy in 2015 when it was revealed he orchestrated a bankruptcy fraud scheme. Both Joe and Teresa were convicted, but Joe received a more severe sentence due to an additional charge of failing to file tax returns from 2004 to 2008. In March 2016, Joe Giudice began serving a 41-month sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix, in New Jersey. Adjusting to life behind bars has proven to be a difficult challenge for him. While Teresa has completed her sentence and returned home, she has openly discussed the strain this ordeal has placed on their marriage. Joe frequently calls from prison, leaving distressing messages when she doesn't answer, only intensifying the emotional tension between them. Joe's transition from reality TV star to inmate serves as a harsh reminder of the lasting consequences when legal troubles become a central part of a public persona. In October 2009, former MMA fighter War Machine made a surprising transition into the entertainment industry, hoping to boost his income by leveraging his fighting skills. During this time, he appeared in several films and entered into a relationship with adult film star Christy Mack. However, his personal life soon took a tragic turn. In 2010, War Machine was sentenced to a year in prison for assault. After his release, he learned that Mack had started a new relationship, sparking a violent reaction on August 8, 2014. In a fit of jealousy, War Machine broke into Mack's home and brutally attacked both her and her boyfriend, Corey Thomas. The assault left Mack with severe injuries and attracted widespread media attention. The jury's verdict revealed that War Machine, born Jonathan Copenhaver, was convicted on multiple charges, including kidnapping and assault. He was sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 36 years. The once promising MMA fighter's dramatic fall from fame to a life sentence serves as a stark reminder of how personal violence can shatter careers and lives. His story, filled with tragedy and heartbreak, marks the end of what could have been a bright future, both in the sports world and in the entertainment industry. Jared Fogle, once renowned for his incredible weight loss transformation through the famous Subway diet, became a household name in the early 2000s. His dramatic weight loss, achieved by eating Subway sandwiches, earned him a role as the face of the brand, a position he held with pride for 15 years. However, in the summer of 2015, the man celebrated for his healthy lifestyle and weight loss success became entangled in a shocking scandal that would irreparably tarnish his public image. In 2015, authorities executed a search of Jared Fogle's home as part of an investigation into disturbing criminal activities. As the investigation unfolded, it became evident that Fogle had been involved in serious misconduct related to minors. In response to the scandal, Subway swiftly cut all ties with him, distancing the brand from any legal fallout. Fogle ultimately pleaded guilty, acknowledging his involvement in illicit acts, including traveling across state lines for improper purposes. Despite reaching a plea agreement, he was sentenced to 15 years and 8 months in federal prison, a sentence that exceeded the original recommendation by over 3 years. Sam Hurd, once a promising NFL star, saw his career and life unravel after becoming involved in illegal drug trafficking. A standout player at Northern Illinois University, Hurd joined the Dallas Cowboys with great potential. However, his time in the NFL quickly became marred by substance abuse problems, which plagued him from the start and ultimately led to his downfall. On December 14, 2011, Sam Hurd was arrested in a sting operation while attempting to purchase a large amount of cocaine and marijuana for distribution. His legal issues deepened the following year when he violated his bail conditions by failing multiple drug tests. Hurd's attorney argued that personal struggles and pressure from friends led him to make these poor choices during a vulnerable time. However, the court showed little leniency. Hurd pleaded guilty, and in 2013, he was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. He is currently incarcerated at FCY Bastrop in Texas. His fall from grace serves as a powerful reminder of the devastating consequences that can result from illegal actions and poor judgment. Abby Lee Miller, once a beloved reality TV star, now finds herself among the list of fallen celebrities. The challenges faced by former stars often make it difficult for them to lead stable lives after leaving the limelight. Many struggle with legal troubles, rehab stints, or even more serious issues. Unfortunately, Abby Lee Miller is no exception to this pattern, as her post-fame journey has been marked by significant personal and legal difficulties. Miller gained widespread recognition in 2011 with her role on Dance Moms, a reality series that showcased her intense dedication to training young dancers for high-stakes competitions. Her tough love approach, paired with a commanding personality, quickly made her a standout figure, captivating audiences and leading to the development of several spin-off shows. In October 2015, Abby Lee Miller was indicted on fraud charges after authorities uncovered that she had hidden income in a secret bank account, enabling her to falsely claim bankruptcy in 2010. In an effort to reduce her sentence, Miller reached a plea deal with the IRS, admitting to lesser charges. As a result, she was sentenced to 366 days in prison, serving 9 months at the Federal Correctional Institution in Victorville before being released. Bobby Shmurda, known for his rap lyrics about crime and street life, took his music's tough persona a step further by becoming deeply involved in the lifestyle he rapped about. In 2014, at just 20 years old, Shmurda was on the verge of stardom. His breakout hit single soared to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it seemed like a promising future awaited the young rapper. However, things took a dramatic turn when his real-life involvement in criminal activity caught up with him. However, in 2014, just as his career was taking off, Shmurda's life took a sharp turn towards legal trouble. In June, he was arrested and charged with weapon possession after a gun was found in a friend's apartment. By December, his situation worsened when he faced charges of conspiracy to commit murder. While in custody, Shmurda's legal troubles deepened further when he was caught attempting to smuggle a knife into Rikers Island, complicating his case and adding to the mounting obstacles in his path. By September 2016, Bobby Shmurda, facing a series of serious charges, opted to accept a plea deal, pleading guilty to third-degree conspiracy to commit murder and weapon possession. Initially sentenced to 7 years in prison, his sentence was later extended to 11 years after a homemade knife was discovered in his cell. Shmurda's dramatic fall from a rising rap star to an incarcerated inmate serves as a sobering reminder within the hip-hop community of the dangers of getting caught up in real-life street life while chasing fame. Colin Rashad Walker, a 27-year-old rapper and actor from Los Angeles, has been sentenced to 50 years to life after being convicted on multiple counts of sexual assault involving 4 women and 3 minors. Charged with offenses such as forcible rape, Walker has been labeled a predator by Deputy District Attorney Cynthia Wallace. As part of his sentence, he is required to register as a sex offender for life, although some charges were dismissed and Walker intends to appeal. The victims, all aspiring models seeking fame on social media, were targeted by Walker, who gained their trust before exploiting them. Despite the overwhelming evidence, Walker's attorney claims the accusations are driven by revenge, despite the fact that none of the victims were connected prior to coming forward. Suge Knight, co-founder of Death Row Records, had a profound impact on shaping West Coast hip-hop culture in the 1990s. Not only prominent in music, he also became a controversial figure in the entertainment industry. However, alongside his successes, Knight faced numerous legal challenges that ultimately led to significant changes in his life and career. While filming the biopic Straight Outta Compton, Suge Knight became involved in a violent incident that resulted in the death of Terry Carter and serious injuries to Cleabone Sloan. Knight was accused of intentionally running over both men, leading to charges of murder and attempted murder. After lengthy legal proceedings, Knight's defense team negotiated a plea deal, and he ultimately pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, a reduced charge from the original murder allegations. In 2018, Knight was sentenced to 28 years in prison with the possibility of parole in 2034, marking a dramatic and irreversible shift in his once promising career. Gary Glitter, once a prominent pop star in the 1970s known for his flamboyant glam rock persona, saw his career unravel in 1999 after being convicted of crimes involving minors. He served a 4-month prison sentence in the UK for possessing illegal materials. After his release, Glitter relocated to Cambodia, but his reputation continued to spiral when he was deported in 2002 due to concerns over his criminal activities. These scandals irreparably damaged his career, ensuring his name would forever be linked to controversy rather than musical success. After relocating to Vietnam, Gary Glitter faced further legal issues and was convicted of similar offenses, leading to additional prison sentences. Upon his return to the UK, attempts to relaunch his career were overshadowed by fresh allegations in 2012, when he was implicated in a high-profile investigation surrounding the sexual misconduct of TV presenter Jimmy Savile. Authorities uncovered new charges, including a serious allegation involving a minor linked to the BBC. In 2015, Glitter was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 16 years in prison, ensuring that his crimes would likely keep him incarcerated for the remainder of his life. Ian Watkins, the former frontman of the emo band Lost Prophets, stunned the world and betrayed his devoted fans when he was arrested in late 2012 on numerous charges involving minors. Once seen as a voice for outsiders and an inspiration to many, Watkins's fall from grace was a devastating shock, leaving fans and the public grappling with the horrifying revelation that such a respected figure could be involved in such heinous acts. Initially, both fans and band members rallied behind Ian Watkins. But as the horrific details of his crimes came to light, they were left with no choice but to sever ties with him. The evidence of child abuse he committed was among the most disturbing and appalling that authorities had ever uncovered. Faced with overwhelming proof, Watkins eventually pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including the possession of illegal materials and other severe offenses, in an attempt to spare the jury from having to confront the harrowing evidence. Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in prison, with an additional 6 years of supervised release. Since his incarceration, his physical and mental health has deteriorated significantly, leaving him almost unrecognizable. Despite a small number of fans and former friends continuing to visit, his legacy as a musician has been irrevocably tarnished, with his actions overshadowing any past achievements. Harvey Weinstein, once a celebrated co-founder of Miramax, rose to fame in the 1990s with a string of critically acclaimed films, including Pulp Fiction and Good Will Hunting, and even earned an Oscar for producing Shakespeare in Love. However, his once glittering career took a devastating turn when years of rumors were brought to light in a 2017 New York Times investigation. The report revealed that over a dozen women had accused him of harassment and sexual abuse, sparking a wider reckoning with power dynamics in Hollywood. The New Yorker article that followed the New York Times investigation exposed even more allegations, with nearly 100 women, including several high-profile celebrities, bravely sharing their accounts of Weinstein's abuse. In 2018, the New York District Attorney's Office formally charged him with crimes including rape, criminal sexual acts, sexual abuse, and sexual misconduct involving 2 women. Actress Annabella Sciorra was among those who testified, detailing her own harrowing experience. Weinstein was convicted and sentenced to 23 years in prison. Additionally, he faces further charges in Los Angeles, where he received another 16-year sentence, and UK prosecutors have authorized charges against him for sexual assault in London. Weinstein is currently serving his sentence at the Mohawk Correctional Facility in New York, roughly 100 miles north of New York City. Todd and Julie Chrisley, the stars of the popular reality show Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014, found themselves at the center of a major legal scandal in August 2019. The couple faced serious allegations of tax evasion, bank fraud, and wire fraud. They were accused of evading nearly $2 million in state taxes, concealing over $1 million in income earned from their reality show, and falsifying documents related to their financial assets and income. The charges shook their public image and raised significant questions about their financial dealings. Initially denying the charges, Todd and Julie Chrisley were eventually forced to face trial. Prosecutors revealed that the couple had inflated their wealth to secure loans, submitted falsified documents to banks, and borrowed over $30 million to maintain their extravagant lifestyle while concealing income from the IRS. After a nearly 3-week trial, Todd and Julie were convicted on multiple counts, including conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and tax evasion. Julie was also found guilty of wire fraud. The court handed down severe sentences. Todd received 12 years in prison, and Julie was sentenced to 7 years. Todd is currently serving his sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution Pensacola in Florida, while Julie is incarcerated at a federal correctional facility nearby. Jen Shah, a standout figure on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, gained fame for her bold personality and fiery remarks. However, her life took a dramatic turn in March 2021 when she was arrested on charges of money laundering and wire fraud. Shaw, along with her assistant, was accused of orchestrating a phone scam that targeted elderly victims. The scheme involved offering fake services such as website creation and business coaching, which ultimately left victims defrauded of substantial sums of money. The devastating impact of Jen Shah's scam is highlighted by heartbreaking stories from victims. One such case is 75-year-old Tricia from North Carolina, who invested over $47,000 in worthless business coaching services. Another victim, World War II veteran Ralph Hick, lost more than $100,000. Sadly, Hick passed away at 92, and his family believes the stress from the scam contributed to his death. Text messages between Shah and her associates revealed strategies to keep victims hooked, encouraging them to invest even more money. Although she initially pleaded not guilty, Shah ultimately confessed to wire fraud. She was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison and is currently serving her sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution Bryan in Texas, with the possibility of parole in August 2028. Kris Wu, a Canadian-born entertainer, rose to prominence with his success in the K-pop industry before expanding into the English-speaking entertainment world. Initially known as a rapper and singer in the popular South Korean boy band EXO, Wu, whose real name is Wu Yifan, pursued a solo career and ventured into acting in the mid-2010s. He quickly made a name for himself, starring in several major Chinese films, including The Mermaid and Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back. He also appeared in Hollywood action blockbusters such as Triple X, Return of Xander Cage, and Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. In July 2021, a woman filed a formal complaint with Beijing police, accusing Kris Wu of coercing her into a sexual encounter in 2020. According to the allegations, Wu invited the woman to his home under the guise of an interview for a role in a music video, where he reportedly used alcohol to intoxicate her before taking advantage of the situation. Following the initial accusation, several other women came forward with similar claims, including a mix of celebrities and teenage girls who shared their experiences of misconduct by Kris Wu. The growing number of allegations led to serious legal repercussions. Wu was arrested, tried, and ultimately convicted in November 2022. The Chaoyang District Court found him guilty of rape and sentenced him to 13 years in prison for his actions. Shannon Richardson, though not widely known, had small roles in popular shows like The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries. However, her name became infamous in 2013 when she was arrested for sending poison-laced letters to high-profile individuals, including former President Barack Obama. These letters contained ricin, the same toxic substance famously used in Breaking Bad. Richardson sent the letters to Obama and New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, trying to frame her estranged husband Nathan by claiming he was responsible. However, a detailed investigation quickly uncovered the truth. Richardson was eventually convicted and sentenced to 18 years in prison, forever transforming from a minor actress into a notorious criminal. Oscar Pistorius was widely regarded as one of the most inspiring athletes in the world. After losing both of his legs as a child, the South African sprinter defied the odds to become a renowned sports figure. His remarkable journey led him to compete in both the Paralympic and Olympic Games, showcasing that physical disabilities do not have to limit one's potential and solidifying his place as a trailblazer in the world of athletics. However, on the morning of Valentine's Day in 2013, Pistorius's inspiring narrative took a tragic and dark turn. He shot and killed his girlfriend, R.O.T.T.I.N.G, a prominent model, through the locked bathroom door of his home. Pistorius claimed he mistook her for an intruder, but investigators raised doubts about his story, pointing to signs of tension in their relationship in the months before the incident. This event would forever alter the trajectory of his life and career. In October 2014, Pistorius was convicted of culpable homicide and sentenced to 5 years in prison. However, his early release for good behavior less than a year later sparked public outrage, with many demanding a harsher penalty. In November 2015, the initial conviction was overturned, and Pistorius was retried and found guilty of murder. His sentence was increased to 6 years, but many felt this still did not reflect the gravity of the crime. Prosecutors continued to push for a longer sentence, arguing that true justice for R.O.T.T.I.N.G had yet to be served. Buck Zumhofe, nicknamed Rock and Roller in the wrestling world, had a promising start in the 1980s, competing for promotions like AWA and Pro Wrestling America. However, by the time he joined WWE, then WWF, his career had begun to wane, and he was mostly utilized as an enhancement talent to elevate other wrestlers. Despite this, Zumhofe had some memorable moments, including being the first wrestler to be placed in a body bag by The Undertaker in WWE, marking a unique chapter in his wrestling journey. However, Zumhofe's wrestling legacy has been tarnished by serious criminal actions. In 2003, he was arrested and faced multiple charges following allegations of long-standing inappropriate behavior. The case revealed a troubling pattern of conduct in Zumhofe's past, as he had previously served time for similar offenses in the 1980s. He was convicted and sentenced to over 25 years in prison. His reputation in the wrestling community has been overshadowed by his criminal actions, leaving a dark mark on his legacy. Thank you for watching today's video about Hollywood stars currently in jail. We hope these stories have raised your awareness about the risks and consequences of living in the spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more interesting content in the future. See you in the next video.